Hey guys, Alex from 7th Art Film is back again with Witch Hat Atelier. Last time around we had the Dragon's Labyrinth, where the girls, they went through the Dragon's Labyrinth, worked together, and managed to come up with a plan to put the dragon to sleep by creating a nice, comfortable bed for it, which did work, but then when Tetia started to break the casting spell of the whole thing, or the casting seal, the circle, you know what I mean. Everything started to unravel, and then Kiefer came in and just obliterated that dragon straight to hell. So yeah, they made it out, though. The girls made it out with Kiefer, and yeah, and then Kiefer also wanted, was it Null Noah? Old Man Null Noah to investigate the casting seal, the original... the spell, basically, and not tell the higher-ups, and he was very insistent on that. So yeah, that is pretty much where we left off. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure, so why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Witch Hat Atelier. Here we go. Alrighty. Interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. So, I guess it makes sense that eventually you would not be an apprentice. So, that's what Agate's working on. That makes sense. So, she's trying to... I mean, and I doubt it's... Well, I mean, maybe part of it is, it would be nice to... get out of that atelier and get away from Coco. I'm sure somewhere in the back of her brain that she's thinking that. But I mean, that's just the next thing that she's working on, you know? That's the next thing is becoming an actual, I guess, field witch. That's just, I mean, we still don't know much about this world. Like, we're getting sort of drip-fed information with Coco, so... But that makes sense. That makes sense that now you would go off and... I was about to say study abroad, but... He's studying abroad. Oh yeah, which broad? So... but I guess it's more just field work and stuff. Which, I mean... So it's an interesting thing, because it's like, obviously, people know about witches. People know about witches. We saw that in the first episode with, Kiefer. But yeah, I don't know. But and so people can go to, they know that Kiefer has an atelier there, but they're just not being bombarded by people that are trying to find out magic. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing, I guess. It's an interesting thing. So yeah. So I guess you can just go out. I mean, in a sense, actually, now I think about it, what was Kiefer doing at their, like, little fabric shop, now that I think about it? It's been so long now. It's been so long, I'd have to recheck episode 1, or obviously you guys can tell me, but I don't even remember what he was doing out there. But he was just out and about. They can do that, obviously. They can do that, but for Kiefer, it is specific that he runs an atelier. He runs a little school for witches. So he takes on apprentices. But I guess it makes sense that there are others. I mean, we obviously have seen Null Noah, who he runs a shop, specifically, with, I think they said it was his grandson, but maybe it's just a kid that he knows, but I'm pretty sure it was his grandson. And then, so it makes sense that you can just go out but you have to pass a specific test. You have to pass a specific test. I mean, it's like getting your hero license in My Hero, or maybe the provisional hero license versus... Yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting. We'll have to see. And it'll be interesting because, assuming Kiefer already didn't want to take the girls to this, little thing. But Agate specifically wants to go by herself, so I'm assuming it'll just be her. Like, it's not going to be a thing of, like, she's trying to do something and, maybe it gets accidentally ruined by Coco, So, I don't know. Just a little bit of schmutz on my notebook, so. But big thing from this episode is Olrugio. What an interesting name. Olrugio, otherwise known as Male Agate. So, but he came around a lot quicker. He's not a bad guy. Like, almost immediately I can just tell, it's like, alright, this dude's not a bad guy. He's just, I mean, it kind of makes sense that he's just like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with forbidden magic or the brimmed caps or anything like that. Let's not do any of that. But he can obviously see that Kiefer's not backing down on it, so that makes sense that he would be like that. And I like that pretty much immediately, you know, once they get in and you know, Kiefer, because he calls her an outsider, and it's like, oh, that's offensive. You know, her name is Coco. I do like Olrugio just immediately being like, I'm sorry, Coco. We don't have another word for, you know, for someone. You know, we don't have another word for that, basically, so I just defaulted to outsider. So he's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. A little rough around the edges, maybe. But otherwise he's a decent guy. So, and I like, you know, I like that little moment there, because of course it's just like 2 seconds later, it's like, oh no, now he has to go now she has to go bother him and stuff, and it's like, oh great. But I like that he's not, you know, he's not like yelling at her, even though he has this whole keep out sign. It's like he's not yelling at her, he's not, you know, super mad or anything. He's just like, you know, hey, just and I do like, I love the rings, putting the rings together to create the spell. That's such an interesting, I like how much they're utilizing the, you know, splitting a spell in half and activating it when it's put together. Like, that's really, really cool. So so that's good. And I like her, you know, him taking care of her, basically. It's like, look, I am here to watch you, and I'm here to make sure that everything, you know, goes well at this place. So, that it means even their health, keeping an eye on their welfare and everything. So, even if, again, he's a little rough around the edges, but he's overall a good guy. So I like that. The watchful eye. And he's the one who created the Lightstone magic, which is interesting. I'm curious. So it seems like every person is like, yeah, everyone seems to be having a specialty in magic, and that's really, really interesting. So, you know, for Kiefer, he definitely, you know, he mastered water. Presumably, obviously, he can use anything else. Anyone can use anything else. But, I mean, what am I trying to, like, make an analogy to? I mean, I guess it could just be like going to college, you know? You specialize in one thing or the other. Or even, like, maybe a doctor who, you know, knows enough about the body and can, like, do pretty much everything, but maybe specializes in, I don't know, fingers. Nobody specializes in fingers. There's no finger doctors, but you know what I mean. Or the heart. That's an easy one, you know. Or, you know, so you have like cardio doctors, you know, maybe you have bone doctors specifically. You have all this sort of stuff. Pediatrics and stuff like that. Is that what it's called? I think so. You know what I mean. So it could be something like that, where it's like, you know, yes, Kiefer can do anything, but he specifically chose to master water first. So if I were to wager a guess, is that Olrugio specializes in light, just because he created the light stones, and then it seemed to be some sort of like warm light. Like, it wasn't fire, but it was some sort of warm light that enveloped Coco to dry her off. So that would be my guess, that he specializes in light, and it seems Agate may be trying to do that too, you know? So yeah. There's a part of me that's like, I wonder if they're related. Is that just because they both have black hair? You know? It could be. It could be. Maybe, I mean, I guess he could be an older brother. I was gonna say her dad, maybe, but maybe that's too old. You know what? It's probably the goatee that's throwing me off. I'm kind of glad to see a character with a goatee in anime. The last episode 4 of Demons of the Shadow Realm, one of the characters, Dara, shaved off it was more stubble than a beard or anything, But I made a joke, basically. It's like, oh, they probably did that because they don't want to have to draw that every time, you know? They don't want to have to keep drawing that. So I like seeing characters... I like seeing characters with beards. You can take a guess why, you know? I guess that's my way of, you know... there's so many people that are like, oh, I like to see myself represented in here. It's like, for me, that's anyone with a beard, you know? And mainly just because... I mean, I like beards. I think a lot of guys, you know, would do well to grow a beard, you know? I grew my beard in senior year of high school, which was... 2014, I think. It was like that. It was the latter half of 2014 when I first grew this beard. So that was about 12 years ago now. It was also when I actually made this YouTube channel, funny enough. And so yeah, that's when I grew this beard, and I like it. You know, I really enjoy having a beard. So yeah, I guess that's my, I guess that's kind of my, I like to see myself represented. It's like, that's it, just that. It's like, I don't want to see bald, I don't want to see, I don't want to see bald, I don't want to see chubby, I don't see any of that. You know, I don't want to see any of those parts of myself. I don't even want to see white people, basically. Although, oh god, debating what ethnicity these characters are, I feel like that's stepping on a landmine. Like, obviously this is supposed to be a European-inspired, you know, aesthetic and everything, so yeah, I guess they would be white people, but I don't know. I think they're just people. Let's go with that. Everyone here is a people. Yeah, let's go with that. There's people, and then there's the people with the masks on. There you go. Now we figured it out, but anyway, the point is, I like that he has a beard. It does make him look a little older, you know. He looks older than Keyfree, and if he is related to Agate, you know, maybe he's like an older brother, but that goatee does make him look a lot older. But I like it. I like it, actually. So, he looks good. And, yeah, he's just an interesting character. Just immediately, like, you know, he's very much a guy that doesn't want to get involved with this stuff. He clearly doesn't have the, you know, the drive or the vendetta, I guess, against the Brim Caps that Keyfree does. But, you know, he's not. He's very clearly, you know, they go back a good ways, clearly, and so he's willing to trust Keyfree enough, you know. So that's good. That's at least good. And we also got a little bit on the Knights Morales. They are literally the Knights of Morals, you know. So they're basically the enforcers of the rules of the Pact. So that's interesting. And now I don't quite understand the logic. I might have to just look at what Keyfree said again. But when he said, like, oh, if they're going to erase Coco's memories, you know, then they would have to erase my memories too. I guess because he's a part of it, you know? Because he's a part of her memory so much. And, you know, in a sense, he's almost an accomplice to this now. Because, you know, he's letting this continue and letting her memories continue. So they would have to erase his memories too. Because it was him. He's the reason that her love of magic exists, basically. Or went as far as it did. Her love of magic did last, you know, did come about much earlier, but still. So yeah, so that's an interesting thing. And I like to, he's seeing Coco just like spreading out on the floor because she wants to light up as many things. And I like even Olrugio being like, love of magic, huh? I mean, if you erase that, you know, erase her entire love of magic, which has gone on her entire life, like, that's practically just erasing Coco as a person, you know? So, yeah, it's like, it kind of goes beyond, you know, it's like, well, technically this would be safeguarding the secrets of magic. On the other hand, you would essentially be killing Coco, you know? Because this is so much a part of her, you know? So yeah. Really interesting stuff. And we had a lot of good stuff, you know, cooking with magic and going out to a little picnic in the rain and stuff like that. That's, I mean, let's be honest, that's kind of what I came here for, you know, is the good vibes of magic. And sometimes we get that, sometimes we don't. So it's a give and take. I'm just glad that sometimes they do give that to me, because that is kind of what I came for. You know, I come for the vibes, I stay for the drama, alright? So yeah, good episode. Very, very good episode. And I'm excited to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Witch Hat Atelier reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.